EV warning. EVs are unsafe. You are at a huge fire risk. Think twice before buying an electric car. While the public is rushing to buy EVs, companies have been hiding a fatal flaw that no one has told you about. It's not just a fire risk, but a shocking EV unreliability report also exposed 3 major EV issues that will make you never want to buy an EV, ever. But before I tell you about these flaws, here is a real-life horror story that shook everyone. The tragic death of Omar Awan in his Tesla Model S is a stark reminder of the potential dangers. Awan, a 48-year-old anesthesiologist and father of 5, was behind the wheel of his dream car, a sleek, blue Tesla Model S, when disaster struck. He lost control of the vehicle, which then crashed into a palm tree in South Florida. But it wasn't the crash itself that led to his untimely demise. It was what happened next that is both horrific and unsettling. Tesla's futuristic design, often lauded for its innovation, turned into a death trap for Awan. After the crash, the car's lithium-ion battery caught fire. Smoke and flames rapidly engulfed the vehicle. Awan was trapped inside with the fire consuming him from his feet up. Bystanders watched in horror, unable to assist. The retractable door handles of the Tesla, designed to auto-present when a key fob is detected, malfunctioned. This isn't an isolated incident though. Last April, a Tesla in a Shanghai parking garage went up in flames, captured in a video that went viral, leading to an internal investigation by Tesla. Similar incidents have been reported with other EV brands as well, indicating a broader issue with the electric vehicle industry. This is an urgent call to all potential EV buyers and current owners. Your safety and that of your loved ones might be hanging by a thread. But here's the truly terrifying part. The danger doesn't end when the fire dies out. The risk of your EV catching fire can linger for weeks after, leaving you and your vehicle vulnerable at any moment. Picture this, you're out for a drive, and out of nowhere, your car becomes a raging fireball. We need to ask ourselves, as much as electric cars are praised for their environmental benefits, are they equipped to ensure our safety? What led to this Tesla bursting into flames in broad daylight? And the crucial question, is your electric vehicle a ticking time bomb too? It's not just that cars are affected. E-bikes and e-scooters are also part of this troubling trend. Remember the e-bike shop fire in New York's Chinatown? It resulted in the tragic loss of 4 lives. These incidents aren't isolated. They're part of a growing pattern of lithium-ion battery fires that are causing devastation and a loss of life. So how does an EV catch fire? At the heart of every EV is a lithium-ion battery. These batteries are miracles of modern engineering, enabling us to store large amounts of energy in a relatively small space. However, they come with a risk that becomes deadly when things go wrong. When these batteries are damaged, say in a crash or due to manufacturing defects, they can enter a state known as thermal runaway. This is a process where increasing temperature releases energy that further increases the temperature, leading to a catastrophic and uncontrolled release of energy. In other words, a fire or an explosion. Now you might be thinking, okay, some EVs are catching fire, but there's no other problems, right? That's a big no. Let me tell you about 3 more problems, and I promise you, you would have never thought about the second issue. The first shocker was the EV reliability report from Consumer Reports that shook all EV makers this month. It turns out that EVs are having nearly 80% more repair problems compared to a gas or hybrid car. The most common problems plaguing EVs relate to their EV battery and charging systems, alongside issues with the fitting of body panels and interior parts. It's a clear indication that despite the technological advancements, EV manufacturers are still grappling with the challenge of perfecting these new power systems. But that's not all. Plug-in hybrid electric vehicles, or PHEVs, fare even worse in this scenario, with almost 150% more problems. This is attributed to the added complexity of combining internal combustion engines with an electric drive. More parts, more systems, more potential for things to go wrong. It's a recipe for reliability disasters. When it comes to the most reliable automakers, the list is topped by brands known for their commitment to quality and dependability. Lexus leads the pack, followed closely by Toyota, Mini, Acura, and Honda. In a stark contrast, the bottom of the reliability barrel features names like Jeep, Volkswagen, Rivian, Mercedes-Benz, and Tesla. The next major caveat in this current EV lineup is the issue of repairability. People are buying EVs to save on fuel costs, but little do they realize what's about to hit them. The cost of replacing a damaged EV battery is almost the same as the car itself. Don't believe me? Check this out. The first case is from Canada, where a man got a minor scratch on his vehicle's underbelly. The next thing he knows, he's being quoted a repair bill of $60,000, which is just $10,000 shy of the cost of the car to begin with. Then he turned to the insurance, and it was written off. The very same insurance for which EV owners are having to pay over $500 every single month. Another Ontario man was quoted an eye-watering $50,000 to replace the battery in his 2017 Tesla, a cost he opted to avoid by scrapping the vehicle instead. Next up, we have the issue of EV range and poor charging infrastructure, which is something the public is most worried about. Americans love taking road trips, and the freedom that comes with personal vehicles has clashed with the realities of EV technology, leading to frustration. The average American insists on at least 300 miles of range, significantly higher than global averages. But here's the twist: the actual range of EVs often falls short of these expectations. A vehicle rated for 250 miles might not give you those 250 miles in real-world conditions. Factors like using the heater or air conditioning, driving speed, and even external factors like wind or rain can significantly reduce this number. Additionally, battery life decreases over time, further diminishing the range. For instance, a car that starts with a 250-mile range might only offer around 90 miles of effective range under certain conditions. This stark difference between expectation and reality contributes to what is commonly known as range anxiety. Many EV owners face what's known as charging deserts, areas with insufficient charging stations. Moreover, the existing infrastructure often grapples with reliability issues. It's not uncommon for drivers to find broken chargers or face long queues at charging stations. This inadequacy is more profound outside urban centers and in less affluent areas. The financial aspect of charging an EV is another concern. While home charging is an option for many, public charging, especially fast charging, can be expensive. As more and more of these EV fire reports are showing up, the market is also crashing, which is good news for you as EVs will then get cheaper. Even Tesla, the leader in EVs, has decreased its prices more than 3 times in a single quarter. Luxury car makers like Audi and BMW are giving discounts worth more than $10,000 on each EV they sell. Furthermore, Mercedes CEO was recently caught saying in an interview that the EV market is brutal right now and profits wouldn't be achievable anytime soon. But 2 companies that are suffering the most are probably General Motors and Ford. Ford is under a $4 billion loss even after previously getting $9 billion from the government. They are selling EVs at a loss of $36,000 per vehicle. Next up, we have General Motors, whose CEO Mary Barra has outright refused to make any budget EVs. She says that no one wants to buy cheap EVs, so she's going to turn GM into a luxury EV brand and focus on high-end cars instead. Only time is going to tell how bad this decision was. Now that you know all the problems plaguing the EV market right now, would you consider buying one? Let me know down in the comments below. And for those of you who have already purchased an EV, here are some ways you can ensure this will never happen to you. The first line of defense: prevention. Number 1, charging practices. Be vigilant when charging your EV. Don't leave it charging unattended for long periods, especially overnight. It's like leaving a pot on the stove. You wouldn't walk away and forget about it, would you? Also, avoid using damaged charging cables or equipment. If you see any fraying or wearing on your charging cord, it is time to replace it. Number 2, parking wisdom. When you park your EV, especially after charging, avoid confined spaces or areas where a potential fire could spread. Think of it as not parking your Dragon where it could set the village on fire. Number 3, regular maintenance. Regularly get your EV checked, focusing on the battery's health. A healthy battery is less likely to turn into a fire-breathing monster. Number 4, battery health awareness. Keep an eye on the battery's health through your EV's monitoring system. Any sudden drops in battery performance should be like the creepy music in a horror movie, a sign that something might be wrong. And what about when the unthinkable happens? EV fire emergencies. Imagine you're in a scene where the EV starts smoking or you smell something burning. First, stop the vehicle as soon as it's safe. Get yourself and others out of the EV immediately. Call the fire department right away. Normal fire extinguishers are not much use against the lithium-ion beast. You need the cavalry for this one. Lastly, keep a safe distance and don't forget to tell the firefighters that it's an EV. All in all, we can easily see how buying an EV is not a good idea in the current state of our infrastructure. It would be better for you and your family's safety if you waited a few years before things got better. Are EVs less safe than gas cars? Let me know down in the comments below. I just uploaded a video about groundbreaking news that could hurt the entire EV industry. Do check it out if you want to be truly shocked by what's about to happen with EVs.